Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with the 7th layout using the Hip Kit February kit. And this layout took me 43 minutes to complete, and I'm showing you I have quite a bit of leftover 6x6 pattern papers that I'm trying to use, and I'm gonna use a lot of 12 by 12. This one is Webster's Pages, September Skies by Heidi Swap, and the last one is Amy Tangerine from the Stitch line. And I'm going to use the ombre side, and I'm going to use that as the background. And I think the very first layout that I did with this kit, I used that Amy Tangerine pattern paper as the background, but this one is going to look totally different. And then I'm going to use the Webster's Pages. I'm just going to take about a 4-inch strip, and I'm going to cut it down, and then I'm going to mount my photos on that paper that's left with the polka dots, and that's Heidi Swap from the September Skies. And I'm going to use one that is basically the total 4x6, and then the other one I really cut it down. I think it's only like maybe 2.5x6, and it really focuses on the game that they're playing. One of the things that they did a lot at nighttime, once we were done, doing whatever we were done as downtime, I guess. Once they had done the pool, and it's funny how when you're on vacation and you don't have anything planned, how much time you have. Like usually when we go on vacation, our days are planned, like boom, 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 boom. So, and we usually always camp because then we get two things done that we love. Let's like this summer we're planning on going maybe if our house doesn't sell and we can't build, we're going on vacation. We've just decided we're just going to go on vacation. And so, if our house doesn't sell and we can't build, we're going to go on vacation. We also camp. So that way we love camping, and then we do other stuff. But this summer's not going to be more as relaxing as it was last year because we want to go to Toronto. So we're going to do Wonderland and the zoo and all that stuff. So, and my son is doing some research on the internet to see what other stuff, that he might like to do with his age. I know there's a couple things that we really want to do. So we're researching it because research doesn't cost anything. So we're researching, and then if we end up going, then all the research is done. So I mounted those two photos on that September Skies pattern paper, and then I cut the 6x6 pattern paper, the one with the black and white stripes and the XOXO, and those came from the Webster's Pages 6x6. I still have some of that pattern paper from Webster's Pages with the doors that I had cut all apart, and of course I just rough cut it when I cut the sheet apart. So now whenever I use them, I just, instead of having to cut 50 doors at once, now I just cut a few at a time. And I think at one point I was waiting for, I don't know, a video. I couldn't use my camera because it was uploading a video to my computer, and I was waiting to do a page. So I ended up cutting, I think, the rest of them out. So now they're all cut up. But I just did it when I had time to waste, kind of thing. So I'm using my homemade blender tools, and I have a video on that, and it's under the how-to section. And I'm going to glue down that strip to the left side of the layout, and then I'm going to start building everything because I know how I want everything, but right now it's all in little strips and they keep moving around and it's just bugging me. So if everything is glued down and ready to go, then I can start playing with my layers, and I don't have to worry about the main cluster of the layout to be, shifting around when I'm trying to work with these clusters. So like I said, these pictures are of my son and my daughter, and they're playing Pac-Man. And so at that point, I still had never gone in that main house where all the activities are going on, because every time that they all went with, my husband would go with them, I stayed back at the tent trailer because someone had to stay with the dog. You can't leave your dog alone at the trailer. So this time, they said to my husband, "Can mom come? We want her to play." And I said, "Well, it doesn't matter to me because it's not my favorite thing to play those games." And then my son says, "Mom, you're gonna feel like right at home. It's Pac-Man. That's when you were a kid. So it's the type of games that you liked when you were a kid." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So anyway, my husband said, "Go, go, go, try it out." And so they had a blast watching me play these games. And I have to say, it is, like I said, it's not my favorite thing to do, to play those game things. And one thing that we did start after Christmas, and you'll see, I don't think I did it on my January Project Life spreads, but in the February one, I think I did, or I'm going to. I have a picture, and every time my son had a hockey game this winter, what I would say was, play your hardest, because it's not his favorite thing to do, but we just tell him he's got to play a sport. You can't just stay home and play games all the time. You got to play a sport. So he plays hockey. And so anyway, every time he played, I would say, play the best that you can do, and we'll play 15 or 20 minutes or whatever. And he always did. He always played hard. And so I would come home and play the games that he loves on, and he just loves that. So anyway, it's not my favorite thing, but the things that you'll do for your kids, right? And we put the timer on, and I play the 15 minutes, and sometimes it's half an hour, and my husband comes too, so he loves that. He loves that we all play, what he loves with him. But we told him that he's got to play our games too, so we're going to play some board games. Now, the first 3 months, we played the games that he loves, and now we're going to start saying, okay, now we have to, on Friday nights or whatever, we're going to have to play our games. So I have to say, this is not my favorite layout at all. I don't know why. I don't know. Because you know how I like to pick a couple of colors and I go with it? This has many colors because of that band to the left. So it's throwing me off a lot. But for me, scrapbooking is so much more than the pretty papers and the technique that's on the pages and all that stuff. It's about the pictures, one, but it's even more than about the pictures. It's about the stories behind the pictures. It's about the journaling, and for me, it's even about the videos that I make about the layout and about the pictures. I love doing these layouts, and I have so much fun putting it up to YouTube and everything. And I'll keep going with that thought in a minute. I'm taking out some gesso, and I'm using one of my homemade tools and blending tools, and I'm just adding some gesso just because, like I said, remember, I just found that there was just so much color, so I just want to blend it out, and then I'm going to add some ink. And then I just added, regular clusters and use some of the die cuts that came in the kit. And then I'm going to work on the title. I'm going to use the thickers that came in the kit. One came in the add-on, one came in the kit. The blue is the Heidi Swap, and the other one is stickers. And then I'm going to use some Teresa Collins tiny letters, and I'm going to spell out the card says hello, and then it's going to say, "Hello, Mom. You will feel right at home." Anyway, so while I'm doing all of that I said, what I was saying was, to me, it's so much more than I tell you everything that goes on in what I'm doing on the layout. But when I started doing YouTube videos, and what I had noticed, that when I was watching YouTube videos, and they would, I love them, and they would always talk about everything that they did, and I found myself always, and sometimes I talk back to the video and say, but what about the picture? What's going on? I was so interested about the story about the picture, and nobody talked about the story. They talked about what they did on the layout. And I wanted to know, because sometimes the pictures looked really funny. And they would kind of skim over and say, it was blah, 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 but they never told about the story. So that's what I wanted to do, because I was so, when you watch people on YouTube, you feel, and I know you'll relate to this, you feel like you get to know them. You feel like, you almost want to say, yeah, my friend from YouTube, And so that's what I want to do. And another thing is, like, my dad died when my kids were really young. So can you imagine if my dad had done something like this, where he would, talk about the stories of the stuff that he did with us when we were a kid, or with them when they were younger, and they could go back and listen to this. I am creeping up. I think maybe with even this video, I'll be over or close to 400 process videos. And actually, there's a lot of the December dailies that I didn't count as process videos, and they were, talking about stories and stuff. So I have over 400 process videos that talk about stories of stuff that, we did with our kids, and funny stories. So if some days, not some days, someday will come that, something does happen to me, and the kids can go back and, they can listen to the stories, and what I plan on doing, and I know this is a huge undertaking, is I plan on putting a little code that you can scan, a scan code that you can scan with your iPhone, and it'll bring them to that specific YouTube video. And I plan on doing that for each page that I've ever done. So that's going to wrap up this page, and I hope everyone is having a great week. So thanks for watching. Bye.